Welcome to the Investment Property Gurus podcast. I tried to come up with a more creative name, but I couldn't.
Okay.
So we're just going to call it the Investment Property Gurus podcast.
Or we could call it TIPG podcast. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm just throwing the name.
No, I like it. So you know what? We just going to, the name's up in the air.
Yeah.
We're going to put out some episodes
Yeah.
and then we'll name it later.
Okay.
But I do know that we put the real in real estate. That's my goal. Podcast is authentic as possible.
Okay.
Because I feel like the public really want to know what real estate is.
Yeah.
When you're in there, because they have like this conception and they'll come in thinking like, oh, I'm about to be balling. I'm about to come up in here and like make six figures.
Don't know.
They just don't know. So I would love for us to just be the ones to like really let them know what's really going on. So we're here with Indiana Moise. Do I say that right?
Yes.
Okay, we're here with Indiana Moise, one of my newer agents and one of my biggest hopeful. How do I say this? Like, when you came in, it felt like I drafted LeBron. Like, you know, like I felt like you just fit this what is real estate so well. So I'm just really excited to see where your career goes.
Okay.
And I guess from when you started to now, because this is your second brokerage, right?
It's my second brokerage.
Okay,
yeah.
so I guess how would you say the experience is, like, realistically, like 100% authentically as a new agent coming into real estate? Was it what you expected?
Absolutely not.
It's not. Okay.
No, definitely not. I feel like you do have to have a support team, and you have to be really strategic as far as what the plan is going to be. Because when you have to wait on the clients and they're always switching their mind, they'll use you as much as possible.
They really will.
To sometimes tell you, oh, I already found a place, or I don't need your assistance anymore.
Yeah.
You wasted all that gas, all that time for nothing.
Yeah.
So I feel like financially, for sure, you definitely have to have a strategic plan.
I can see that.
I would tell people, if you're going to come into real estate, you have a husband or you have a wife or you're rich, I don't know. Just if you are not, get a job.
Yeah. Yeah. Because it's not, even like for agents that's been doing it for years, like even me, I've been doing this like for 9 years. I still have months where I'll go like, oh my God, what am I going to do?
Exactly.
You know, so, and a lot of people have a hard time like kind of realizing that it's not just, you're not just going to come in here and just be consistent, because you can never stop your like marketing efforts. You can never. And the hard part is you'll get so busy with showings or doing things with other clients, and then you don't even have time to like try to get new clients, and then the clients you've been working with tirelessly, they just, like you said, they'll just disappear. They'll change their mind, or they'll just take something from someone else. So I get that. Okay. So the biggest takeaway with that, I guess, would be there's no loyalty with the clients.
There's no loyalty, and it's really like you really have to come in there in it to win it.
Yeah.
It really goes back to plan out everything.
Yeah.
Because the time that it has to take for marketing, to do your research, to take the trainings on the MLS, that stuff takes time.
Yeah.
And sometimes if you want to take like the really, really good classes, the one that offer like the hours for the continuing education, I think I'm probably already past my limit with the CEs. I'm so serious. And then sometimes they charge you, sometimes they don't, you know. That takes about like 3 or 4 hours out the day. Yeah.
And you're not making money on that.
Yeah.
And I get that.
You can't put a price tag on knowledge, but I mean, eventually it's like, okay, you have to maybe take like, I don't know, everybody learns differently. Maybe some people might take a whole month, 30 days, to just soak up as much as they can. Some people would take 3 months, you know?
Yeah, I get that.
So I feel like you just really have to plan everything out. And even sometimes when you plan, it may not work out, but the plan and the support. Because if you don't have both, it's just like, okay, you got the license, now what?
Yeah, because a lot of people, they think the investment stops there. But like you were saying, once you're in, you're just getting started. You got to pay for cars. You got to pay for the MLS. You got to pay for these classes. And then you're also spending the time to gas. When I started, there were moments where I just did not have gas in my car. And I had a showing, so I would have to ask my broker, like, yo, can I please? Like, I just got to get up the street. Yeah, so, no, I get that. When you came on, you mentioned that I happened to notice about you, you didn't come in here just to make money and close deals. Like, you're in this to actually help people. Like, you have goals in this. So I guess tell me about, like, what your inspiration is and what your driving force is for doing real estate.
Number one, my kids. Okay. Because I am a single mom. So I feel like when I got into it, I was just like, I want to be able to help that was like my mind. Like, I want to be able to see single mothers getting to homes, you know, instead of just having, like, making it seem as if they can't do it. Yeah. You know, but I feel like if you have the right layout, everything is like assessed, you know, let's get you into a house. Right. The majority of where I come from, sometimes certain people, they don't know. They're not aware of the investments. They're not aware of flipping properties and stuff like that. So I wanted to be able to teach that to them, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm still learning. I'm not no expert at it. I'm still learning, but that was my goal, is seeing a single mom say, I own something.
Yeah.
You know, that was my like thing. And I feel like eventually, if I can have like a program to basically set them up, their credit and everything is not good, and you know they want to work on really purchasing a home or really purchasing a piece of land, preparing them for that. Yeah. Because God forbid if something happened to them, at least they have something
for their kids
to leave behind. Even if they have a partner too, it's still the same thing, you know?
Yeah.
But sometimes people really are not aware because they're either working so much or they probably just don't have the strength or the time to try to figure it out because they got their own problems, you know?
Yeah, no, I totally agree. And that's kind of how I try to drive my career. Like I always talk about, I try to like sell by teaching. So I try to become a resource. So I feel like even though you're not the expert, so to say, yet, just the fact that you're on the journey and like taking a step to take this class and learn it. All you got to do is just really teaching is just absorbing information from somewhere else and then reiterating it over here.
Right.
So you're really doing your part in doing that. It's just, I guess, the reason I'm doing this is so you guys can see just how like smart and bright you are and see how good you are on camera, on podcast, on like, you know, just being the resource that you can be. Yeah. And I really feel like that alone is going to like drive the difference. Cause I feel like a lot of brokers are doing the whole like postcards and flyer and marketing thing. And it's great. But what about the people that don't have the budget to the side?
Or people who don't even read the mail.
Exactly.
Because all their bills are like literally online.
Exactly. So I just want to do something like just for we're 2022. We're going into 2023 now. So I feel like it's the perfect time. It's November right now. So what I would really love for this is for you to like have your own show that you come in and manage and do on your own, where you just put out that information and just teach people about credit, teach people about new construction, about foreclosures, about short sales. So I definitely feel like you're well on your way.
I guess if you believe in me, I believe in myself too, but the podcast thing, I guess I got to tap into it.
Yeah. Well, really, like, you're tapped in right now.
Because I'm nervous. The camera's there. The camera's there. I'm like,
I get that.
Okay.
I get that. My key is just like, forget it's there.
Yeah. I'm trying. But the phone, I'm not even going to, it's already off. So I think it stopped recording on this phone.
No problem. All right, for sure. All right. So we talked about kind of why you got into this. We talk about your journey, like how you're doing it, because you are taking the classes, you are making the time out to meet new people and talk to people. I guess what would you say are the hardest struggles that you're facing?
I think for me it's really time.
Yeah. Because
if somebody calls me and say they want to do a showing, I'm in a class, that's money.
Yeah.
So the class is gonna have to wait.
But they're both important.
Yeah. So I'm just like. So what I do now is I make sure that when I schedule my showings, I schedule it based off of whatever I have in the morning, and I do everything after. Because in the beginning, it's like the client calls, you got to answer quick.
Go. Yeah.
You know, but then I'm just like, it can't be like that. If everything is going to be planned out throughout the day, so I'm not catching an anxiety attack or panic attack, do whatever I need to do in the morning, or if the training is in the afternoon, rotate the clients to the morning. Yeah. You know, but then for me, I always think, what if I lose that client? What if they find something on it? That's what's in my mind. But I'm like, if it's meant for me, they're going to go through me. That's how I'm living. Because when I first started, I was running myself dry. Doing that, trying to be like, I got to go to that. But then I'm just like, I don't have no time to do any of my training. How does it work out? So now I feel like I'm getting the hang of it right now.
I get that.
That was like my biggest challenge.
I can see that. And it also doesn't help that some of these trainings actually cost money. So imagine you pay for a class and then have a show and it's like, but I need. So you're really, it's like a double investment. Yeah. So I can understand that.
I feel like that what I'm learning, and it's something that I learned from a family member of mine, is to always assess everything, always plan out. Yeah. Even if it doesn't work out, at least you can say, I tried. Right. At least never come wrong. It's worse when you say you didn't try versus at least I tried all that I can. And
that's true.
Didn't work out, you know?
Yeah, I try to carry that. I try to at least, what I try to do is make a to-do list and try to do at least one impactful thing a day just to make sure I can say, I tried my best today. Like I did. I can't say I didn't do nothing.
Sometimes they'll, never mind. I'm just like, do you not know what I went through?
They don't get it.
Gas to come here or something, you know. So it's it's not a love-hate relationship. It's a learning experience. I feel like as we continue to grow, I'm still a newborn. For me, that's how I see it. I've only been here for 2 years, so
I get it.
Feel,
And the way I kind of see it work is the clients get more loyal to you as your career progresses. So usually, like when you're first starting, usually when you first started, it's like you're doing mostly rentals just because everyone needs a rental. So there's so many people out there looking for rentals, but it's so hard to get a rental. They start to panic and they start to think, okay, one realtor's not enough. I need 5.
Yeah. Right. That is so true. Yeah. I had a client that was just like, I have you helping me, another realtor.
You're like, I didn't know that.
I didn't know that. Yeah. And I'm just like, I could have been helping another client or pushing more time to that. I'm literally dividing my time amongst you guys.
Right.
So it's just, when I said, I still helped her though.
Yeah.
I still finished helping her. It's like, okay, at this point, I don't know what you want me to do, but I'm going to do my best.
That's all you can do. Here you go. Your phone is ringing.
Oh, well, then I have to call him back.
Okay, no problem. We can always pause if you ever need to.
No.
This is a pressure-free podcast right here. You know what I'm saying?
This is an important podcast, and I need to break away the shyness.
Break away the shyness.
Listen,
exactly.
when I'm in front of the clients, I have them cracking up all the time.
That's good.
Because I'm like myself.
Yes.
But then when the cameras start coming, I'm like...
Yeah. That's the biggest thing I had to overcome too.
Yeah.
Like learning to be myself and learning that people appreciate me for myself. Because when I first started, I would throw on like anything suit like I could find. Like I'm dressing how I do not dress just to be like, I guess this is how I'm supposed to look as a realtor.
Yeah.
I'm talking in like ways that I don't naturally. I ended up sounding weird. I ended up being like too salesy and they don't like that. They just want, I realized because it's like such a lifetime purchase, like such a important phase in someone's life, they want to be comfortable more than anything. So by making them comfortable, it's just being yourself and they feel like, I know you, I know Indiana, and this is who I like out of this 6 realtors I'm working with. And how I kind of like hankered down on, I guess, getting the clients to be a little more loyal to me is, so at first, when you're first starting out, you kind of don't have a choice. You just got to take what you can get and show anything to everybody just to be moving. And then as your schedule fills up, now you have less time for like crap, you know? So that's when it comes in when I start to say not everyone should be able to afford you. Because there's going to be people that will not listen to the way you want to do things, or they won't try to work on your schedule. And those are the ones you don't have time for because they can't afford to work with you the way you are. So what you do is your least likely subject, switch them out for someone more likely. And then you just keep switching out and upgrading. And soon you go from all renters to all buyers.
I realized that. And let me say this, guys. Khalid, I think him. I said this in front of the camera. Khalid know his stuff, okay? I don't know how many times I call you throughout the day asking the most simplest questions like, Indiana, I think you could have figured that on your own, but I'm just like...
That'd be good questions.
Khalid this, Khalid that. And he's just like, no. And one thing I told you this from the former, like, he doesn't lose his cool at all. And it's just like, no, handle it this way, handle it that way. I don't think you should say this. Maybe you should say it that way. And for me as an agent, I need that because in my mind, I'm just like, I don't ever want to send out the wrong message and they feel like, you understand? So for me, I'm just like, well, from the last situation, I was like, let me ask Khalid if this is the right thing to say. And the whole time, I felt like my mind is more clear within this real estate game. You understand? Because I feel like the knowledge that you have, I told you from the first time I said, he's a teacher. He really is someone who can... So I just want y'all to know, any new agents, and you don't know what you're doing, come to the investment property gurus, because it was like a cloud, just, you know, that dark cloud, kind of like you don't know what's going on. It's kind of like a sunshine for me. That's how I feel now.
I appreciate that. Because I came from 3 different brokerages before starting my own. And I was like, okay, this is too much. Because you just get there and the broker's goal is just, I need more agents because somebody's going to close. Versus my logic is, I always hated that. I never got it. I'm like, but you here for me, you know? My first broker, shout out to Chip Rowan Realty. Great guy. That's who would always give me gas money. Because I just, I'm 23, you know? So I lost my job at Publix, and then I would do little odd jobs here and there and little side hustles. I would sell stuff here and sell it over there. So when I finally got into real estate, it was like just him giving me gas money to get to the next like property.
Yeah.
I would really try to maximize his investment. So we had like this production board, and my name would just come up after like listing after listing after listing. Like, how is he doing this? He just got here, and the agents that have been there for years haven't closed anything.
You were hungry.
Exactly.
So, hungry for it.
But what it is brokers tend to just kind of like throw their recruitments out there and just see who sticks.
Yeah.
But my goal is to make sure all my agents are producing. So the way I do it is when I get a lead, you will not see me, like if I'm out on a showing, it's because one of you guys asked me to do it.
Okay.
So all my clients, all my leads, I'd share with an agent. I'm like, okay, this one, who's in that area? Boom. If it's a rental, like, okay, who's newer? Because all the rentals go to the newer agents. The listings go to the more experienced. The buyers go to the middle ground. So I just try to like make sure that everyone has something to do. Also, it helps me kind of gauge my teaching and like know who's where.
Know your thing.
Yeah.
You do.
So another hardship that I used to see as a broker is trying to manage and make sure all agents are like on the same page, because I don't think everyone knows the same things, right?
Yeah.
So I'll give two different people the same situation. One is doing it well and the other one has no idea what they're doing.
Yeah.
That's because I taught you, but I forgot to teach you.
Yeah.
So that's why I try to like do this whole, everyone starts on rentals. Let's see how you handle with people. How are you like in showings? How are you talking? Yeah. Then, okay, you close a rental. Now let's try a buyer. How are you in super stress situations? Because, selling a home is very stressful.
Listen.
Everyone is stressed out. The buyers are stressed out. The sellers are stressed out. You're stressed out. There's a lot of money.
Everyone that's involved is going to be stressed out, even the clients themselves.
Yeah, and there's thousands of dollars going around.
When they stress out,
they want to stress you out.
You know.
Yeah.
So you got to be on point. But that's powerful, because a lot of people just go in and just be like, you learned whatever you learned for your pre-license, your post-license, so just do the best you can and call me if you need help.
Right. And they're like, here's how you do marketing. Here's farming. Here's how you send postcards. But when they call me, what do I say?
Yeah.
So that's why I try to take it very, very slowly with everyone. So like a lot of like my agents, they'll kind of feel like, okay, I guess what we're learning slowly. But it's because I don't like to just give you like a master class on real estate as a whole. I just don't feel like it don't work. Because it's too much.
Different situations. And I believe you said that in the interview when we first started. It was just like, I like to see where the agents are.
Right.
And that's powerful, because it's like, okay, this person is like mid-level. Yeah. Okay, I see this person know what they're doing, so that I don't see them calling me as much unless something really, really big happens.
Right.
You know, and some brokers you learn all of this stuff and sometimes they don't have patience.
Yeah. And another thing I'm learning to teach people, your phone's ringing.
Again?
Yeah. You can say, you want to pause it?
No.
Okay.
I don't know No.
Booked and busy.
Podcast. And I told this person I had a meeting at 11.
Yeah.
Well, I was late, but yeah.
That's okay.
You know,
that's okay. I do like booked and busy podcast.
Yeah,
write that down. Make that a thing. I'm gonna write that
down. Booked and busy.
Because it don't even have to be about real estate. Like, I don't want you to like limit yourself to real estate, because you do other things. You're a stager too, right? You're a designer.
I'm a designer, fashion designer. And now I'm trying to tap into the interior decorating side.
Yeah.
So right now I'm working on getting my certificate in interior decorating, because interior design, I feel like you have to go to school. And honestly, I want to go to school to either, we'll get into that later in the topic, but there's something else I want to go to school for. Really, I just want to spend a few months doing the interior decorating courses, get my certificate in that, and then work my way up to staging.
That's exciting. That's exciting. You should do a staging company.
Yeah,
I don't know no stagers.
That's what I really want to do. But then I wanted to tap into really doing the complete project.
Like being a GC?
See, that's the thing. The whole GC license stuff, I'm just like,
I heard it's just like a 9-hour test. That's what I heard. I heard it's like...
Did you see their book?
No, I didn't see the book.
But I always said, the fact that I passed my real estate license, real estate test, I can pass anything.
Yeah, because that test was hard. It was not easy.
It's a hard and that thick. The GC book, from what I've seen, from the time that, what's that brokerage called? Not brokerage, the licensing. Gold Coast.
Gold Coast.
When, they get their GC license from there too.
Yeah.
And when I saw their book, I was like,
that's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah.
So when I was just like, okay, but I have a GC friend, and he knows that I'm into interior decorating too. Mm-hmm. And he's just like, I think you need to go and get your GC license. Yeah. But I'm thinking, I want the interior decorating certificate. So I'm still in between because the GC license is going to require for me to stop both businesses I have.
I get it.
I have to strictly focus on studying for that. I would have to do the same thing I did for the real estate. Put
You'd
everything
have to,
aside.
like, focus.
Yeah, focus on that.
So that would be a whole nother sacrifice and investment.
Exactly.
I get it.
You know, and I'm already like learning so much in the real estate. I'm just like, why would I stop?
Yeah, and your momentum is just picking up.
Yeah.
I get it. Okay, which brings me to another point. So another thing that I wanted to, like, I've been trying is taking my agents and putting them in listings to help them with the other side. Because I feel like as a listing agent, you see what they're looking for.
Yeah.
So when you go back to working with a buyer or a tenant, you're now sending that offer, having been a listing agent before, and you kind of see, okay, if I do it this way, I already know how they're going to react. If I send in, so how, like, because you just closed your first listing.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And you did it smoothly and zero issues.
I thought I did panicking, but I was just, I ain't going to lie, this one.
Yeah.
I nailed it.
You did.
I really did.
That was a crazy situation.
Yeah, it definitely was.
And a lot of people wouldn't have did it.
Yeah.
So how was that situation for you? Like, okay, you don't have to give names, but you could just say the client. But because I know there was like a lot of like craziness going on there. So like, I guess tell me about that situation.
I feel like I learned that from you about working with the owners.
Yeah.
Some owners are going to want to, and some owners are not going to. And for
Right.
me, I know this is not a good thing, but it's something that I live up to is perfection. Not saying that like everything got to be perfect, but presentation is important.
Right.
So when you are working on the buyers or the renter side, you know exactly what they pay attention to. And for me, when I walk into a place, I pay attention to everything. Again, that goes back to the interior decorating part.
Right. Yeah.
I pay attention to the baseboards, the tiling,
Yeah.
the fans, the appliances, everything I pay attention to, the paint color.
Yeah.
I told them to paint it white.
All right.
They gave me peach.
Peach? That's so strange. That's such a, where did they even get peach paint? Where did they even get peach paint?
You know I was stressed.
No, I
I was stressed. I was just like, I could have sworn I told them to paint it white.
Yeah.
They painted peach. And then, it's just, I was just like, you know what Mariah Carey says on that TikTok, we're just going to work with what we got.
That's all you could do.
That's all you could do. But I told myself, I said, look, remember at that time I was just like, I don't think I want to.
Yeah.
You was like, well, just let me know. And if I could, I was just like,
yeah,
I'm not going to quit. I'm not going to give up. This was, because honestly, when you called me, I'm a very spiritual person. So I was praying about it.
Yeah.
I was praying about, opening new doors. So you like literally called me within that 2-hour frame. And I was just like, time frame. I was just like, oh my gosh. I was like, yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah.
But then of course, every time you get a blessing, there's things that you're going to have to like.
Yeah. Obstacles. They'll try to take it away and test you through
test me
it.
to figure out. And that's one of the reasons I was just like, you already started. So just finish it out, but make sure you still finish it out with a bang.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to say they didn't do everything.
You learned the value of not being able to afford Indiana, though.
Yeah. So now I'm just like, okay, well, I know the next time there's certain things I heard somebody say this before. There's certain people that they don't work with.
Yeah.
Like they'll be like, I would never work with them again. Yeah. I didn't understand it because I was just like, it's money.
It's money, yeah, but you see how much you have to do for it.
Yeah,
and it's
a
like
lot.
Not everything's a good deal.
And I just, for me, I was just like, it taught me patience, and it also taught me to really learn how to just really like deal with the owners.
Yeah,
if they
they're
say
so
no and this, and I don't think I have to change this. And in real estate, when people come, I mean, they ask for the sky and the cloud, but give them that.
Right.
And it was a property that had a lot of potential.
That's another thing I'll notice. So a horror story listing that I had once, this is where I developed the concept of, okay, not everyone can afford to work with me. So he evicted the tenant, and I get there, and it looked like the tenant just moved out. So I'm like, all right, are we gonna clean it? He's like, what do you mean it's clean? I'm like, sir, there's a pile of trash in the kitchen. Like, where's your refrigerator? So long story short, the next day he calls me and says, all right, I cleaned it. Come take your pictures. I came, and the only thing that changed was the pile of trash was gone. It smelled horrible. It was just bad. So I'm explaining to him the concept of a cleaning company. He doesn't get it. He's like, no, I cleaned it. So I'm like, you know what? Why am I arguing with this guy? This is his house. He's going to be managing it, not me. So I was just like, you want to rent it like this? I'll do it. So I rented it. I did it, and along the way, it was just nothing but chaos. He called me once saying, hey, you let someone steal my refrigerator. I'm like, what? The stank one? The stank one with mold in it? Who would steal that? Are you sure?
I'm sorry.
He wanted me to buy a new refrigerator. Like, sir, I'm sorry, but if you look at the listing agreement, I'm not responsible for that. I'm not, like, why would they take it?
Exactly.
I didn't get it. So just to humor him, I called the last few listings. The agent says, no, the refrigerator was there. I don't get it. What's the problem? So I really think he took that refrigerator and tried to finesse
you. I think so too. That's crazy.
It is crazy. So long story short, after I finally moved the tenant in, the tenant calls me back the next day pissed off. Like, he didn't do anything. This is broken. This just broke. It stank. I just saw it. I'm like, I'm sorry, but you have to take it up with him.
Yeah.
After I don't know why. I had to pick him up from his house to go to the walkthrough.
The owner?
The owner. And after the walkthrough, I'm explaining to him, look, I have another appointment after this.
Yeah.
I had to stop him to drop him off to Amscott. He said, hey, I'm sorry, I just need to pay something real quick.
Are you serious?
He's in line to cash this check. I'm like, sir, long story short, I left him at Amscott. I left him right there. I called him a Lyft. I said, look, this car is coming to pick you up. I told you I have to go. I could have took you home, but you wanted to, like, he had a whole family and I didn't get it. Yeah. So I left him at Amscott, called him a Lyft. I paid for the Lyft. I thought that was nice.
Oh, you did a, you see, that's why.
So he
leader.
made it home. Yeah.
Because you better than me. I would have been like, listen, this is the whole picking up the owners and the renters. Or
Never again.
Never again. I don't.
There was another lady I picked up to drive to a showing. This is why I don't let people in my car no more.
Yeah.
Picked her up to drive to a showing. We get on the highway, not even there yet. This is so far. Like,
they're not thinking about the time, the gas, what you have to do throughout that day or anything like that. So I remember I asked you, I was like, do you think I should? And you were like, for me,
no. It's a no. But I'm always let you, like, you can
figure it out on
you
your
might
own.
love it. You might love it, but I need to hear my trap music on the way. I need to get my mind right. I need to. If otherwise, I'm gonna be stressed out. And like me, when I'm stressed out, it's an energy that shoots out, and it's just like the world is now stressed out.
Now stressed
so
out,
I just try to like maintain my peace.
I had my Maverick City radio playing on that day.
But
when she left, I put on Lil Jon. And the East Side Boys.
Yeah. Oh, you did it. Okay. Would you do it again?
With her,
was it that? Okay, so she wasn't that bad.
She wasn't that bad. But nice I really like preparing my mind mentally. Yeah. Even if it's just a rental, even if it's just the most simple, I like to prepare my mind to make sure that I have the right things. I need to make sure my mind is in order.
I get that.
So music plays a lot in that.
Yeah.
So if I want to wake up and jam to whatever, I don't need to be restricted. That's the only reason why I would say no.
Yeah. Okay. That's fair. Now, before, because I don't want to eat up all your time. That's wrong. That's before daylight savings.
Okay, that's fine. It's 7:58. Okay.
But just before we like wrap up, I know like you're passionate about different school districts and the charter school system because you're a mother and you said before you're passionate about working with other parents. So I guess tell me more about like how you can help people who are looking to move into the area but are really like interested in school districts.
For me, it really boils down back to the MLS and the IMAP. Researching and asking the parents. It's like being in a neighborhood that has a good school district. Is that important to you? Yeah. Because again, some parents have their kids in private school, some parents have their kids in charter school. So it's a matter of asking them. And I do go to extra length to not just follow what IMAP says. I'm a Google person. Yeah. I Google everything and I look at the reviews, and then my brother says Yelp is better, but I don't see that. I feel like Google really, if people want to put essays there about what they experienced at a location, that's extremely important. Especially when it comes to your child's safety, you want to make sure that that school is the right place.
I get that.
Yeah. I feel like, and then IMAP has a whole bunch of information as far as their grade levels and, what's their what is the score thing called? I always forget it.
I think what is it, a walk score or a community score? I know what you're talking about.
No, this one has everything to do with, oh my gosh, my kids literally just took the test the other day.
Okay.
it's not iReady. It's called something else. But there's this test score. It's like a standardized test score that they have to pay attention to, because half of the times, the grades, when they don't do well there, it's like, okay, what are the teachers really teaching them? Because you could put a child to have them take a test, but they've been working on it all year, so it should be a breeze for them. Mm-hmm. But if you're not really teaching them and you're not really spending time to figure out how the child learns, that's like a big thing, you know? So I do ask the parents if that's something that's important to them. Because, again, I told you this before, I am a charter mother. Yeah. I'm a charter school mom. I live for charter schools. Yeah, so that's great. Public schools are good. I don't have no shade against them. Private schools are just too expensive for me right now. But charter schools, the fact that they have like their own, it's not a syllabus, but like they plan out basically
like a curriculum.
Oh, curriculum. There you go. Yeah. They have that, and then different charter schools offer different programs. Yeah. So for my kids and for them, everybody's the younger generation is into coding. Mm-hmm. So my kids are like into like engineering and stuff.
That's cool.
So the school I have them now, that's the program that they have.
That's cool, because when I was in school, like, we didn't have it. We had like auto shop, stuff like that. Oh, another thing I learned about these school grades, the high school I went to, what they would do is if your grade point average was under a certain amount, they would wait for you to get in trouble and they'll just kick you out. So
really?
So they kind of like kicked out all the like low grades, and that's how they got their A score. So now, like nowadays, I don't really look at the school grades anymore, because I'm like, you just kind of give up on all the kids, So I can see how the charter school system, like they're in it, like they have a duty. So I can see how that would be definitely more beneficial.
Yeah, they've already built their first robot.
A robot? Yeah, your kids built a robot?
Yeah,
that is crazy.
I was just like, I wish they had this one. It helps them figure out like sooner what they want to do instead of just giving them the basics, So I live for that. I wish they had a fashion design program when I was like an elementary, middle school. Oh my gosh, I would have probably been farther, but they only have it like going into high school. And then you go to college and kind of figure it out on your own. Yeah. But to start them off early, why not?
Yeah, I'm learning that like we are the ones that are capable of putting on these programs. Yeah. So what I want to do, I would like to go back to my old high school and try to put on like an audio video program. Like,
You should.
I really want to.
I think that you'll be really
I think
great.
You should go back to whatever school you want to, or your kids' school, and try to put together like a design program. Maybe like, something where you teach the parent. Like, you could do that.
I really want to go back to
It's just a matter of believing in yourself to do it.
Yeah,
you gotta believe you're smart enough.
Thought about that, because I actually saw my high school on TikTok doing, I guess they had like their homecoming stuff. Yeah. And I was like, man, I need to go back to my high school, and I want to pass out, flyers to girls so I can do their prom dresses, because that's my home school.
That's nice. Yeah, that would be
You understand?
Dope. Yeah.
So I do feel like once I get all of the requirements I feel like I need out the way, that's going to be the next step.
You should do like a contest, like highest grade gets a free prom dress or something like that.
I actually want to do it with someone that had like really honor roll, but I want it to be someone who has like, I don't know if this is the right way to say it, but like they're really not fortunate enough to get a prom dress. Those are the people I want to reach out to, because I feel like the miracle hits different, the blessing hits different with them. Yeah. You understand? Like there's still hope.
I would probably just do it as a sign up situation where like on the morning announcements they say, hey, if you want to win a free prom dress, custom, you tell us what you want, we'll make it. Just apply here, and then you just turn in your report card, and then you'll say, you know what, this person wins. You might say this person and this person wins.
Yeah.
I think that'll be a good day.
I feel like next year, of course, prom comes, I feel like that's my goal. Before I go to any high school, it's going to be my high school. Yeah. Because
I want to do that too. Let's make a pact.
Let's make a pact.
Next year we're gonna go to our high schools and do something.
I think that'd be great. Yes. And then the course of teaching the kids like how to sew. I know there's gonna be a lot of paperwork and stuff like that involved. But thank you for saying that, because I would love to get like the high school students and teach them, have a class so they can just learn the basics for now. And then, work their way up too. That'll be really good.
Yeah. I also want to try to do like a real estate scholarship. because when I was in high school, the Miramar Fire Department came to the school and during lunch just signed the kids up. So a lot of kids graduated as firefighters. They just went straight to the academy. So I just think it'll be dope because there's kids that literally they want to get into real estate. So even if they're not a realtor, I'll just teach them about real estate.
Real estate and
I
stuff.
found a passion in teaching. I really enjoy
You're good
explaining
at it. You're actually
things.
great at it.
Thank you. Yeah. So I just try to like focus on my strengths and then, leave everything else up to God and everybody else.
Yeah, that'll be really good. And you said you started off when you were 23?
23.
You started off young. That's really, really good.
Yeah.
Like you started off, in my mind, I was just like, if I knew that I was going to jump into this, I would have started off as soon as I jumped out of high school.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have went to, I would have took the course and then take off.
Yeah. Honestly, I had no idea I was going to be here.
Really?
So I'm a young person working in Publix, right? And I'm just a hard worker at whatever I do. So I'm started as a bagger. Then they're like, you know what? Go to customer service. So now I'm behind customer service doing Western Unions.
Oh.
So then I got fired from there. I was been there for 5 years. So I'm like in high school working there to 21, 22 or something like that. So I get fired. I'm like, what do I do now? That's all I knew,
Wow.
So I just started saving money. I just came up on this brilliant idea to save money.
Yeah.
So I had like $212.
Oh, wow.
So with that, I would go to garage sales and I would just buy up whatever I could and then I would sell it on my eBay account.
Oh, you a hustler.
Yeah, then I would buy things on eBay and I would sell it to my friends because on eBay you could buy like wholesale lots. So I was selling like pocket knives, BB guns, like all fun stuff.
Okay.
So then with that, I got my auto broker's license. Like you could get an auction license. So now I'm selling cars out the auction and I became a gold buyer. I did the cash for gold thing.
Yeah.
So then from there, I'm like, okay, what's next? Like I have to do something. Like my rule for life is every year or every month, I have to be in a better situation than I was before. Otherwise I'm stagnant. So I said, okay, where do I go from here? And the next biggest thing from a car was a house. So I sank everything I had, got my real estate license, and then I was just like, all right, let's figure this out.
Wow. So it all worked out in your favor.
Because
it's like you were starting to, you already have the sales experience.
Yeah.
And the customer service experience, which you need in real estate. So you were already working your way up there to saying, you know what, I'm just going to, now you're officially a broker.
Yeah.
So that's like the cherry to the cake type of thing.
Yeah. But honestly, I'm still on my journey. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm still not to the point where I can like have money and just chill for the next month because I started building this. I'll always have an idea and I'll just go all in on it. Yeah. So I'm still paycheck to paycheck. So you know what I'm saying? So I'm in the same boat as everyone else, which is why I feel like I'm just as passionate about everyone else. Cause like, look, if you're not doing nothing, I'm not doing nothing. So we're in this together. Here we go. Here's a client. Let's do it. How can I help? Yeah. So I kind of appreciate that.
As you should.
But it's scary.
Because I feel like you see it like that, but I think the agents under this brokerage see it different. Yeah. You understand? I feel like it's really like, you go to different brokerages, but they don't really have the time to teach you or the patience to teach you. You understand? So I feel like with you, it's just like we're kind of like growing, but you're like there already. So it's like, let me help you get here. You understand? And then as we all get here, we climb even more. And then you're with the board. Yeah,
I joined YPN.
That's big.
I'm on the board of realtors.
That's really, really big.
Honestly, I was there like, I don't belong here. This doesn't feel right. I was scared. Like I was freaking out. I'm sitting with the mayor of Homestead, the councilwoman of Miami Gardens, like everyone who's anybody is there. Yeah. And I'm like, and I'm here? You want me? The CEO of the Board of Realtors is there. She's talking to me. I'm like,
you know? You have, and I think really it has to do with the teaching. I really feel like I always tell my kids, use your noodles. You have your brain, and you're like putting it to work, type of thing. So for me, I'm just like, my broker's a part of the board. Yeah, type of thing. Because it's just like if you ever wanted to like host a class, maybe with the agents and stuff, to be a part of something that the board is doing, you have access to that. Yes. That's like another level for the brokerage itself. You get what I'm saying? Like there's so many like different type of outcomes that this can all.
Yeah, because we've been doing a lot on Zoom and remotely, and like now that this is becoming such a thing, my new goal for this year is to do more in-person stuff. So I want everyone to kind of meet up in person, less Zoom. Like if I'm doing a class, I would love to say let's meet up here and do the class. Yeah. The downfall is like everyone kind of loves the Zoom and got comfortable with the Zoom, but I really want to get people out of that comfort zone because once you're in person, it just makes you less shy.
Not even that; it's more productive. For me, I'm just like I need to be in the class.
Yeah, on the
sit
scene.
down
and
talk to the teacher. Like that's how I learned. So yeah.
No, definitely. Okay, I appreciate you. So how can they find you? Like how can if someone wants to book a consultation with Indiana, what do they do?
Well, they could call me. Okay. Text me.
Okay.
It's fine. You could call me on phone 305-902-0125. And you can find me on Instagram, Homes with Favor.
Okay.
And if you needed any prom dresses, homecoming, anything, wedding, whatever, I am a fashion designer, so you can find me at La Vida Alche.
I like that. How do you spell that? Go.
LAVITAALCHE. And if you want to jump on the website, it's www.lavidaalche.com.
So. Alche is such a catchy name. Where did that come from?
It just sounded fancy.
I do that. I love naming things. That's good.
The brand is after my mom, my late mother, and
her name was Levita.
Her name was Vitya.
Oh, okay.
And then the Alche part, I would never forget. This was like before I graduated high school. Like I was like 2 weeks graduating high school.
Yeah.
And my sister was like, it just doesn't. It needs something else. It needs something. And I'm like, Alche, and she's just like. Say it again. And she was like, I was like, Levita Alche. And she was like, there you go.
So it's La as in the.
Okay. You know.
I like it.
I would call it the woman of Vida. You know, she was someone who knew how to dress. She was a seamstress as well.
Okay.
In the Bahamas and stuff. So it wasn't something, you know how some kids go after, because my mom did it. Yeah. I was like literally in second grade, like sketching out something. Cool. It was just in me to do.
Yeah.
And this is the only thing that I've ever done in my life that I can't put a stop to.
Yeah.
You know,
you should integrate. Yeah. You can make a clothing line for realtors. Call it showing clothes.
Khalid, you and your ideas. You know what?
So ain't gonna work.
Everything. Something gonna stick.
No, definitely. So just like you'll make comfortable, breezy, professional outfits because South Florida's hot.
South Florida's very hot.
Here's looks to show on the beach, looks to show in a high rise, looks to show in your country ranch. You know, so exactly. Try it.
You know what? How I saw it, I was just like, whatever I wear, it's gonna be. This is from my clothing boutique, so I'm like, whatever I wear. If I'm doing marketing on real estate, I'm going to tag my boutique. That's what I figured.
You have a separate Instagram for it.
Yeah, but then I always say to my clients like. I had a client, you would know who this client is, and it was like, you make clothes too? Yeah. And I was just like, yeah, so if you need something for your birthday, contact me. I feel like there's still certain ways, like this person may still need me for real estate, but birthday comes up, they may need me to get a dress done for them or a jumpsuit, whatever it is that they want.
Closing outfits.
Yeah.
You should make closing outfits. Every closing you wear a different, unique outfit that you design.
Yeah.
And then Levita Alche. Yeah. You need websites. So I think before the year's up, definitely like have like at least 3 websites. So homeswithfavor.com, LevitaAlche.com.
I have that already. Levita Alche, I have that. Yeah.
Okay.
This is an actual website.
Bookedandbusy.com.
Yeah.
Bookedandbusypodcast.com. I like it.
I have a podcast name, but I'm not going to say.
Just because somebody going to take it. I like it.
Yeah, but I do I think I told you the name before because it's something that I always say.
Yeah.
So I was just like, I think that is really catchy. But I would bring. My family is funny.
Yeah.
They're crazy. So
that's good.
I think I would bring my family and friends to really, I think my podcast would really just talk about healing amongst, businesses, being an entrepreneur, if you're a doctor, lawyer, whatever, just talk about business and like personal stuff, like personal life.
You can get trauma through business. I have real estate traumas.
Me too.
I've had the police called on me twice.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Just on showings because I look like I don't belong in the neighborhood. And that's why I kind of like started to try to go extra hard to look how I don't naturally look or talk how I naturally don't look. Like I'll go on a showing making it my business to fit in.
Wow.
And it started to cause me to lose my passion of real estate.
Yeah.
So I switched gears.
Listen, before I was going to hang my license.
Yeah.
I was just like, you know what? Let me just focus on the fashion side, go get a part-time job you know, when you're really heartbroken. Yeah. I was just like, maybe this is not for me. Like, maybe God just wanted me to get the license just to show me, like, you can do it. Like, whatever you feel like you could put your mind to, the fact that you passed this test, you can pass any other test that comes your way, type of thing.
Yeah.
So I felt like I was really heartbroken. I was just going to hang my license. I was going to be like, you know.
I'm telling you.
But then I saw you on Instagram again, and there was another broker I had an interview with too. But I saw you guys, you two, and I was like, okay, I need a third one. I always work in threes, so I'm like, I need a third one.
Yeah.
And then I couldn't find a third one, and I ended up interviewing with you. I told you about the whole Section 8 tutorial on YouTube.
Yeah.
And I don't think at the time you were a broker at the time when I first watched it.
I was
just, because I remember at that time, I was like, well, let me see which brokerage he's with.
Yeah.
But I was like, no. And then when I saw you were a broker at the time, I was just like, I need to interview with him. And then I'm not going to lie, after speaking with you, the other broker too, she gave me a something that I still live with. But after speaking with you, I was just like, my cousin told me to look at it as when you break up with someone, you don't go after the same type of, from a girl point of view, you don't go after the same type of guy.
Right.
You need to go after someone that's going to show you something different. That's what made me choose you.
Yeah, I
That's
appreciate
what
that.
made me that. I was just like,
that's literally what I try to do. I try to be the people's broker.
Yeah,
you
the
know,
people's definitely so.
Yeah,
definitely so.
I've personally been extorted through a deal once.
Oh wow.
The seller was a big time investor, like millions of dollars. He owned multiple properties, and I put like 3 of his houses under contract.
Yeah,
you know. As it got closer to closing, he would just threaten me, like, you know, I'm going to call this whole deal off. And I needed this check. I really needed it. So I'm like, okay, no, what do you need me to do? Yeah. I had to, like, drive to the house and, like, buy a table from him.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, for, like, $75.
That is trauma.
Trauma. He told me, because he's so big and I'm young, I believed him. He's like, do you not know that I'm on the board of investors? Do you not know that I can just make a call and tell everyone how bad of a realtor you are? He was a narcissist. And then one day, like as like we're like right by closing, I just said, you know what? I'm not gonna talk to me like this no more. So I was kind of like, look, you're not my father. I don't appreciate. Like I basically just explained my feelings, and then he got better.
Yeah.
But then he still was right back with it. So after that closing, I was like, never again. And that's why I learned the importance of turning down a deal every now and then.
Yeah.
They're not all worth it.
It's not all worth it.
It's not all. Like, I felt like I sold my soul for that transaction.
For that, yeah.
And the money's gone. You know what I'm saying? Like, once you spent it, you've spent it. And then I've survived whatever hardships I was having. So that's why I try to tell my agents, like, never force a deal. Like, if it's not working, if you don't feel like that client's working out, please just let them go, fire them, because it'll take this all from you. It's not worth it.
I saw a post that says, I don't want to, be congratulated on how well I dealt with like a trauma situation. You get what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, like you said, once the money's all gone, you still have your brain is still
dealing
process.
with it.
Like you have to heal through that. So
to this day.
I think that's the next person that comes. That's something you guys should talk about, like trauma experiences, because some realtors, I'm pretty sure we're not the only two that have gone through something to be like, oh my gosh.
There's
like
realtor traumas,
because people see it as money. But sometimes the devil offer money too, but we're going to sing that conversation for another day.
Another day. Yes, so, I really appreciate you, Indiana.
Oh, we did good. That was 47 minutes.
Yeah,
we did good.
That's a good. See, it's natural, and I like that we didn't prepare anything or like have premeditated questions. It's just like we just sat down and this is the conversation we had. Yeah. So this has been the Investment Property Gurus podcast, or TIPG podcast. Name's up in the air.
Yeah, it's up in the air.
We're gonna get it.
You know what? Huh. You guys should name the podcast "Booked and Busy."
Yeah.
Something dealing with
TIPG Booked and Busy?
I think it should just be Booked and Busy.
Booked and Busy at the Investment Property Gurus.
Booked and Busy at the Investment Property Gurus.
No,
that's too long.
We'll get there.
Yeah.
But I like it.
I
can have Booked and Busy?
Yeah, yes, you can have that.
I can have it?
Because I like my name. My name is good. I like the Booked and Busy, but I feel like you guys, something dealing with real estate, we should do something big.
Booked and Busy. Because we want to be booked and busy.
As realtors. Yes. I don't know, something.
All right, so let's try it.
Yeah, let's try it.
This has been Booked and Busy.
Booked and Busy podcast.
Good. that felt good. I'm Khalid Bryan, managing broker at the Investment Property Gurus. This has been Booked and Busy with Indiana. Be sure to follow her at Homes with Favor on Instagram. Follow
La Vida Alche. On
Instagram. And you don't have the third show yet. Not yet.
Not yet.
But follow Homes a favor and watch for when she does post the 3rd, and then follow that. Okay, love it. And if you want to learn about moving to South Florida or moving and have kids and are like interested in knowing about the school district, if that matters to you, definitely Indiana is the realtor for you. I can say I've seen her firsthand going above and beyond for her clients when they didn't deserve it, but she still went above the call of duty. So she takes this very seriously. She's one of my hardest working agents, and I highly recommend her to anyone looking to buy, sell, or rent in South Florida.
Thank you. He said LeBron. I love Jordan, but LeBron.
Yes, it felt like drafted.
That's big.
See, I feel like when they drafted Jordan, they know what they had at the time.
Yeah, they did.
But LeBron, he was 19. It was like, we need.
You see, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
you see?
Yeah, I think he was 19.
Okay.
Him, okay. Yeah. All right, this has been Booked and Busy.